The 2015 Diyarbakır Rally bombings occurred on 5 June 2015 in Diyarbakır, Turkey during an electoral rally of the People's Democratic Party at 17:55 local time. The bombing took place 2 days before the June 2015 general election and killed 4 supporters, injuring over 100. Suspicions as for the perpetrators still lie on ISIL. The HDP, having been identified as a mainly pro-Kurdish party, had been targeted on numerous occasions prior to the bombing, with party officers being faced with arson attacks and vandalism. 2 bombs had previously exploded in the HDP's Adana and Mersin branch offices, injuring 3 party activists. The HDP's Diyarbakır Rally was due to take place on Friday 5 June, which was the last day before the election in which rallies were allowed. 2 bombs exploded at the rally, just before the party's chairman Selahattin Demirtas was scheduled to speak. Initial reports by Medika, the Ministry of Food, Agriculture and Livestock, claimed that 2 people were killed and over 100 were injured, with the rally being disbanded following the incident. Initial reports that the explosions could have been caused by the transformers nearby were dismissed by Taner Yildiz, the Minister of Energy and Natural Resources, who stated that an investigation by the ministry revealed that the transformers had been tampered with from the outside. The Prime Minister, Ahmet Davutoglu, offered his sympathies with the wounded and called the bombing the provocation, just 48 hours before Election Day. A suspect known to be close to ISIL was arrested on June 6 in Gaziantep. Background: political violence in the run-up to the general election targeted all of the major contesting parties, with campaign offices, candidates, party vehicles and supporters all being subject to attacks and vandalism. The HDP in particular, having been identified as a mainly pro-Kurdish party, had faced attacks from Turkish nationalists. The party's co-chair Selahattin Demirtas stated on 5 May 2015 that 41 HDP offices had been subject to arson attacks since the party's establishment. The HDP's Adana and Mersin branch offices were also bombed in May, injuring 3 party activists. The HDP frequently claimed that the political responsibility for attacks against their party lay with the governing Justice and Development Party, which Demirtas argued had been causing political polarization and inciting violence. Bombing. With Selahattin Demirtas due to begin his speech, 2 separate bombs exploded within the crowd. Press reporters were divided on the number of injured supporters, with some stating that close to 100 were injured, some claiming that 184 were injured, some claiming that there were more than 200 and some even claiming that over 400 were injured. Announcements were made in both Turkish and Kurdish to attendees at the rally to make way for ambulances and to not succumb to provocations. The rally was subsequently abandoned. Investigation. It was alleged that the explosions could have come from the transformers nearby, though investigators from the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources later identified that the transformers had been tampered with from the outside. A new allegation pointed towards the use of fragmentation bombs thrown in dustbins in the area. The Attorney General of Diyarbakır launched an official investigation into the attack shortly after the bombings, with the governor of Diyarbakır forming a crisis meeting. Perpetrators. The HDP held the Islamic State of Iraq in the Levant responsible, with a suspect being arrested in Gaziantep on June 6. The suspect, Orhan Gonda, was alleged to have actively participated in ISIL's war efforts and to have attended ISIL training camps in Syria. On 20 July 2015, after a bombing took place in Saruk, Sanliurfa province, an unidentified spokesman alleged that Orhan Gonda and the suspect in the Saruk bombing, Seyh Abdurrahman Alagoth, were both part of an ISIL-linked terrorist cell named the Doku Misala, that targets the Kurdish People's Protection Units. an alleged militant from the separatist Kurdistan Workers' Party in July 2015 voluntarily turned himself into the Turkish gendarmerie in Kazan, claimed that the PKK had staged the bombing by bringing suitcases filled with bombs to the scene of the electoral rally, hoping to increase the HDP's votes following the incident. Reactions. The Prime Minister of Turkey, Ahmet Davutoglu, offered his sympathies to the wounded and claimed that the attack was a provocation. The main opposition leader Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu also claimed that the attack was a provocation. In a statement after the bombing, HDP chairman Selahattin Demirtas claimed that the attack intended to destabilize the southeast and also claimed that Hezbollah and ISIL forces had entered Turkey.